oblivious to the fact that it's the journey which makes life interesting rather than destination. Poverty to me is up all night on cold nights to watch the fire. Knowing one spark of the newspaper covering the walls means that you will be covered. In the summer, poverty is watching the gnats and the flies devour your face while you sweat or even cry. Poverty is hoping it never rains because if it does, the roof will start leaking. Poverty is asking for help. Have you ever had to ask for help knowing that your child will suffer unless you get it? Think about asking for a loan from a relative. If this is the only way that you can help your family, I will tell you how it is. You find out at the office that you go to, social services, they don't want to help. You'll circle the block 4 or 5 times at the wrong place, thinking that your child needs to go in with you. Everyone is very busy. Finally, someone comes out and tells you that they don't have any money. That you were supposed to be in this place anyway. You need to go across the street. But you don't have any money for gas. So what do? After finding this, I felt shame the whole time, and I didn't know what I needed to do. You have to ask for help. After all, it costs. You are again told to wait. You are told why? Because it didn't really matter to you at the time that your color was on red and you still felt shame, and the clouds were getting darker and darker and darker. Poverty for me is remembering. That's when I had to ask for help. I had to put my pride down and I had to ask. The question was, how much would I get? To me, a measly $178 a month to raise my son. That is all I got without any child support. But you say to me that there are schools. Yes, there are schools, but I was afraid to move on in life. Even the poor can dream. A dream of a time when there is money. A dream of when asking for help does not eat away at your pride one bit. When the office you visit again, they are closed. The workers do not want to help you. When you have to tell your story to only one person, and that person can send you for other help, but don't mind helping you as well. I have to come out of this despair to tell you this. Remember, I did not come from any other place. I came through poverty. Others like me are all around you in this room, but you don't know. Look at us with anger in our heart and anger that would not help us. My name is Dr. Shaquita Pierce. I was born in Edgecombe County, and I was raised in the small town of Brattleboro, North Carolina. My story would be incomplete without the story of my parents, because they are the reason I am standing before you today. My parents have always been an influential part in my life. My parents and grandparents instilled the importance of education to me at an early age. My mother, Mildred Pierce Smith, is the daughter of parents who were domestic workers. Her father worked on the farm and her mother worked in the house, cleaning and preparing food. She is the 6th of 10 children. She is a high school graduate, a retired employee from Hospital, and now works full-time at Walmart. My mother was a single parent. She also worked third shift while raising my sister and I all the way through middle school. She is my heart, and I love her dearly. My father is the son of parents who work in the pharmaceutical industry. He is the second oldest of 6 children. He has a master's degree, currently holds Lieutenant Colonel, U.S. Army retired veteran, and has retired from several jobs. He is currently teaching ROTC at high school in Jacksonville, North Carolina. He was in the military most of my life, and I did not get to see him as often as I wanted to. He always wanted the best education for me. He is my motivator, and I love him. Listen with understanding. Put yourself in my shoes and hear my story, my journey, my phenomenal life. I am a Head Start, high school, and PhD graduate. I came through the Head Start program from 1980 through 1982. My teachers then was Miss Lathan and Miss Dickens. Miss Dickens still is a current teacher here in the program. I can remember when my aunt and my mother would walk my sister, cousins, and I to the Battle Head Start Center. Those times growing up in the program was fun, and I had no way of knowing then that the impact of being involved in Head Start would be one of my successes today. Some of you are like, how could you remember 3 or 4 years ago, when you were 3 or 4 years old? But let me tell you, I have an old spirit of remembering things. And there are studies that state that early childhood memories are the reflections of emotional impact that a specific experience in your life that you will remember. Needless to say, my memories of Head Start was very positive for me. And I can remember going down the slides, playing on the merry-go-round, killing flies, and graduating from the program. Those flies were serious. This was a special moment for me graduating from Head Start because I actually graduated with some of my friends and my cousin. And 35 years ago, that's a long time to still have those relationships with 2 of the friends that I knew graduated with. So I'm very glad for that experience. We did graduate from the First Baptist Church in Dallas. That church has now been torn down and has been rebuilt. This memory holds dear to my heart because it showed me that I could reach greater heights. I learned to understand the meaning of friendship because, again, I have 35 years of friendship with 2 of the former Head Start students. I grew up in a humble environment, to say the least. My home was literally the family home. Cousins, mother, grandfather, grandmother, sisters, uncles, everybody stayed there. We didn't have some of the illustrious things that most modern homes have. We had outside toilet, wood stove, and love in the home. I remember sharing the room with my sister forever. Growing up in a family home made me value family even more because I had so many people looking out for me and loving me. And like they say, it takes a village to raise a child. Having the latest technology devices and or educational supplies was not an option. I remember growing up writing on meal paper and, because we didn't have notebook paper at the time. My grandfather would bring home this paper every day so we can have something to write on. Let me show you or allow you to demonstrate what I'm saying. We had an old blue bus, and we loved that blue bus in the backyard. We would go back there and we would play hide and seek. We would play on the bus. We would be teachers. We would be school teachers. I can remember those times. Mm-hmm. I also can remember my grandfather building a house so we could play school in. We would have a good time being the teacher. Once we were finished playing the teacher, we would get back on the bus and we would go home. The ride on this broken bus was the best time that we had. This experience made me humble in my beginnings of childhood. I had my first traumatic experience with the loss of my grandfather at 5 years old. I had fond memories of him and little time that we had to spend together. I remember when my grandfather would come home during the summer and bring me a new grape and a honey bun. And told me I did not have to share. And I did. He made me feel like I was his favorite granddaughter. My grandfather would always tell me that he would get a stick and he would poke me on the other side of my face so that I could have 2 dimples. He loved my one dimple, and he told me that nobody could kiss me on that side, and I remember that too. He knew I had something special in me, and that's why he treated me extra special. My mother and stepfather, they would always come to my middle and high school games. I played volleyball, softball, and basketball, middle school and high school, and they were in every one of them. They made sure that my education came first. Because they would always say, "Is your homework done?" "Yes, Mom." During my high school years, I remember 3 special teachers that had pushed me. I wanted to give up because I didn't think that I was smart as the other students. My teachers knew that I was too smart to just be in school and not give everything that I could give. They forced me to think harder. They pushed me, and I appreciate them for that. The teachers, Dr. Gurley, Ms. Worden, Ms. Barnes, would never know how they impacted my life on education while in high school. Because of their push, I went through high school on the A.B. honor roll while playing sports. I graduated with honors, and I was accepted into the University of North Carolina in Greensboro, which we call UNCG. Growing up in a Christian home, I just knew that I was doing everything right. Prior to going to college, I found myself pregnant. I wanted to have an abortion because I felt I was disappointing my family. I didn't know what to do. But once I got myself together, I told my mom, and she said, "Oh, you gotta tell your grandma." Grandma was the head of the house, so I had to tell grandma. Lord, I was scared because I just knew that Christian woman was going to listen. I told my grandmother that I was pregnant and I wanted to get rid of it. She told me that that wasn't going to happen, that I was going to go to school and that my mom and her was going to help me raise me. At the time, I didn't know what he was, but it's a boy now. As I mentioned earlier, it does take a village to raise a child. So I went off to college, but in 1998, my grandmother passed. She was my rock, and I didn't know what I was supposed to do with this little boy now. My mother told me to keep going and that she would help me raise him as well. I finished out that semester, but I had to come home because I felt that that was my responsibility. So I left UNCG and I came home and I enrolled in Edgecombe Community College. My mother encouraged me to continue to go to school. She knew that I had something special in me and she wanted what was best for me and for my son. I didn't stop going. So once I enrolled in Edgecombe Community College in 1999, I had a job at hospital. While working third shift, going to school at Edgecombe Community College, I graduated. I then started studying at North Carolina Wesleyan College in 1999, still working third shift, still raising DeAndre on my own, and graduated with honors. In 2000, my sister and I moved out on our own. This experience was a new and challenging experience for me. I had never been on my own before, and I had to help raise her child and my child as well. In December 2001, I graduated cum laude from North Carolina Wesleyan College, bachelor's degree in political science. I was promoted within the hospital, and I bought my first home of that same year. So my son DeAndre and I moved out on our own. I was confident in myself, and I knew that there was no more in life that I couldn't do. Raising a son and being a single parent was very hard for me, but I kept the faith and I kept pushing forward. 2003, I met my then future husband, Chuck, at hospital. We knew each other before then, but that was kid days. We're grown now. And at that time, I didn't know that he would be one of the loves of my life. In 2004, I decided to start my master's degree. In 2006, I completed my master's degree with a concentration in knowledge and learning from Walden University. In 2007, I lost my job with the hospital, and I didn't know what to do. I had an MBA and no job. That's where I started. I had to go back to social services. I had to get medicated, and I had to start getting a check. I was devastated because I felt that I should not be in this situation, but life does happen. In the same year, I married the love of my life. Some people know him as Charleston, but I call him Chuck. My life began to become complete because I was no longer doing things on my own. I also began working on my doctorate degree in business. I worked a part-time job tutoring until 2008 when I started working here at Meade. I also had my second child of that same year. I am thankful for the struggles now and I appreciate what I went through. One of the hallmarks of the American dream is to be happy that anyone who works hard and plays by the rules can achieve economic success. I believe this, and I fought hard to get back where I was so that I could tell my story to you today. When I was hired by the late Mr. A.J. Richardson, the executive director then, he asked me, why do you want to work here with the MBA? I told him, for one, I needed a job. And secondly, I wanted to help lower income families become self-sufficient because I had been through the program before. I started with me as a family service specialist, but on the first day, I was told that they needed me as a parent involvement coordinator. I worked in that position until I went out on maternity leave. When I returned, I was told that that position of parent involvement coordinator had ended. Therefore, I was back doing the family services work. I enjoyed that work. I worked with families. I got to know the families. I got to understand the families. I could relate to the families because I had been through that situation before. So that relationship made me feel like I was in the right place at the right time. In 2011, I received my PhD in organizational management from Capella University. Once receiving my degree, I was promoted to the position of family engagement and community partnership manager. See, that's a long word. Manager. This is the title that I currently serve at Need. I was also given the opportunity to teach business classes part-time at Halifax Community College and Ashford University. When I first started at Need, my coworkers thought I was mean. I think they still do. I never smiled, and I didn't realize that my facial expression would deter people from my office. One coworker, the office next to me, I think everybody knows that, would tell me that I need to smile more and not let things get to me. I asked her recently how I was doing. She said better. I believe my facial expressions are my reflections of my life story. I've made it to a point to smile and laugh about life's offerings, good or bad. Life has made me stronger, and the person standing in front of you today is a product of the successes and failures I've experienced in life. I see people from all walks of life that come through the program. They are so excited to receive acceptance letters, telephone calls, that their child has been accepted. This is the reason why I am here. I take pride in my work, and I value Head Start, and I value what Head Start has done for me and what Head Start is doing for other families. The smiles on the families' faces, the excitement in their voices, and the appreciation that they have for the programs make me proud to work for this agency. We do not know what our families face on a day-to-day basis, and if we can help with just one of them, that is a blessing. I am passionate about my activities that I do. My passion is to help who are deemed to be low-income people. This is why advocacy is very important to me. Too many times I've seen people without a voice, left in a corner and forgotten about. It is people like that that need to have advocates. This is why I do what I do, and I help give other people the same chances that they deserve. The great hurdles is to tell people what I went through in my life, to get people to believe in me. They say to me, how can you relate to me when you have all those degrees? But let me tell you, my struggle is real. But I tell them all the time that I have been in their situation, that I understand, and I know what they're going through. I feel their frustration, and I understand their difficulties. I have had many opportunities to assist them, and I'm honored for that opportunity. The trials and tribulations that I have encountered, personally and professionally, I contribute back to my upbringing. I would not change anything that I've done in my life because it has made me the person that I am today. I say to everyone, please do not give up on your dreams in life. I came out of poverty and look at me now. I am so thankful for giving this opportunity to tell my story because I'm grateful and very appreciative of being able to give back to the community what the community has given to me over 35 years. And that is a Head Start. Remember again, it takes a village to raise a child. I will leave you with my favorite scripture, Psalms 121. I will lift up my eyes unto the hills from which cometh my help. My help coming from the Lord, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is thy keeper. The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve my soul. The Lord shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in, this time forth and forevermore. Thank you.